This video is brought to you by Squarespace.
Hey photographer, Jessica Whitaker here, and congratulations, you've decided to start a photography business. So what's next? In this YouTube video, I'm going to be walking you through 5 next steps that you can take now to move forward with your photography business. These tips are going to really get into the nitty-gritty. I want to start you out on the right foot, and I want to save you time in the long run. Let's set you up for success. Before we get into this video, I want to thank our sponsor, Squarespace.
A photo speaks 1,000 words, but a polished and professional portfolio can get us those $1,000 clients. Enter Squarespace, the all-in-one platform for websites and domains. Photographers, it's time to be done settling for slow-loading websites with tedious plugins. I trust Squarespace's all-in-one platform to keep me booked and busy. Pick from one of their dozens of contemporary drag-and-drop layouts, host your custom domain and email with them, and even conduct successful email campaigns. Everything you need to run a successful photography business under their umbrella and at your fingertips. You can head to squarespace.com to begin your free trial, and when you are ready to launch your beautiful professional website, you can go to squarespace.com/Jessica Whitaker to get 10% off of your first purchase of a website or a domain.
First things first, we need to do a website audit. Chances are you've already set up a website, whether it's a simple blog or something a little bit more custom. You probably have a website hanging out. I have a free guide of 3 website mistakes that you might be making and that they are costing you clients. And I see a lot of photographers, even those photographers who have been in the game for several years, also not including these important details to their website. If you want to check out the guide, I'll have it linked down below. I have it in blog post format as well as video format. A website audit is where you are going to view your website in a non-biased way, put yourself in the shoes of your dream ideal clients, go through each page and make honest evaluations about what should be changed. I'm sure that there's a few pages or some paragraphs in your website that you just keep thinking, I'll go back to it. This is simply a placeholder. A placeholder is not professional. This is something that you can do easily at the end of this video. Immediately jump into your website and make an evaluation. If you feel like you would rather have somebody else look at your website and give you their opinion and critiques, then by all means, ask a friend or family member that you can trust to be non-biased. So if you feel like your best friend or your parents might not be able to really deliver the truth, or they might not even know what they're exactly looking at, you can always post your website and ask for an evaluation in Facebook groups. So I have the Build and Bloom Photography Facebook group. Have it linked down below, or just search Build and Bloom in groups, and you're able to post your website there with a context of, does anyone mind running through my site and letting me know what they think? When your photography website is done correctly and done well, it can be one of the biggest ways that you are generating clients, even beyond social media, which I know you might be like, wait, websites? That's so 1982. Like, it's all about Instagram. It's not, because people are still using Google search. So you want to make sure that your website is completely polished. After this video, grab the free guide, 3 website mistakes that you might be making. Next is registering your website with a domain. So you're not going to have jessicawhitaker.squarespace.com, bumblebeephotography.squarespace.com, even having your email say jessicawhitakerphotography@gmail.com. I hate to break it to you, but it's very unprofessional. And even though Gmail is now more of an industry standard and you need to change over from having a Yahoo, a Hotmail, an AOL, an MSN email address, it is dated and it needs to be changed. However, Gmail isn't enough. Take that one step further and register for a domain and get the email with the domain. And this isn't as expensive as you might think. You can get a custom domain for as little as $30 a year. You can do .co, .com, whatever suits your budget. .com typically is a bit more expensive, but it can be an investment. Squarespace does have domains integrated into their platform. It's truly all in one, and so you can have your website and also be hosted with Squarespace. And the email service that they host with is Gmail. So you can register your domain with Squarespace and then still get access to your Gmail, but instead of it saying Gmail, it's kind of a little layer is over that says at jessicawhitakerphotography.com. Do you see what I mean? It's cheap and it's simple to do. Most places where you register, whether it's another domain host or Squarespace, they have customer service and like detailed forms, so you will be able to set it up by yourself regardless of where you go. Just make sure that if you have any questions, you're able to access the customer service portal. Moving away from websites, but websites are like the handshake. They're the first impression between you and your dream client, so it's important that I include it first. Is number 3, registering your business as an LLC and finding an accountant. Now, I am teaching a class where I walk you through how to register your business as an LLC, how to find an accountant, how to sort through your expenses for tax season, and therefore save you money with your accountant because you're doing your own bookkeeping. I also go over contracts and legal documents that you need, and I have some linked down below if you're interested in getting sorted out in that regard, as well as an introduction to retirement funds. If you're interested in that, my class is linked down below. It's called Business Basics. But I want to expand a tiny bit more on the importance of registering your business and getting an accountant at the same time. I'm in the United States and I can only speak from my experience. And in my experience, state to state, an LLC will vary in what kind of entity you want for your business. But I've seen that the most popular among photographers is having an LLC, a limited liability company. One of the main things that an LLC does is it protects you. If somebody were to sue you, they cannot go after your assets, your personal assets. They're only going after your business. A simple way that I like to break it down to my Business Basics students is whenever you're filling out a tax form, maybe you're doing a freelance job, on that form they'll ask you for your social security number, your SSN, or your EIN, employee identification number. If you had an LLC, you would put your employee identification number instead of your social security number. Do you see how it separates you from your assets? They're going to sue your business, not you. They're suing Jessica Whitaker Photography, not Jessica Whitaker. There's lots of other important reasons why you would choose to register your business versus staying as a sole proprietorship. Within the United States, each state will have a different threshold for after you make $6,000 or $600 or $300 or $3,000. They all vary. You have to start paying taxes on that money. And whether it's $6,000 or it's $300, if you're doing photography part-time, it's very easy to hit that threshold, and that's when you start paying taxes. And that's also when having your business registered can come into play. Now, like I said, if you want to learn from me how to get your business registered as an LLC and how to find an accountant, which we're going to talk about in a second, I will have my Business Basics class linked down below. My way of teaching in the class and just overall is so straightforward and clear that I had one of the students write me and say that they were able to register their business as an LLC within 2 hours of the class. So the next point though is finding an accountant. When you can find an accountant who understands the freelance realm and who also has your best interest at heart and wants to help you scale your business, then that is someone to hold on to, and you can build a lasting relationship with your accountant. A good accountant will also take the time to explain to you why they're having you do estimated taxes versus just all at once, or why you might want to do all at once versus quarterly estimated taxes. They'll share with you when might be the best time to upgrade a new computer or camera, like a big purchase, versus another time of year. They'll work with you and also stay within the legal system to make sure that you can scale your business. Next up, we have to talk a bit about social media. I've already made lots of videos on this and Build and Bloom photography podcast episodes on social media and Instagram within your business. I teach it in depth as a bonus chapter in my online photography business workshop, but I cannot do this video without sharing one thing about Instagram. And it's so simple. This tip I've been preaching on YouTube for 2 years now. So get this. To increase your searchability on Instagram, you can actually change out your name on Instagram. Not your username, but your name. And you might see a common thread. I feel like this is becoming more and more popular on Instagram, that people usually have, maybe for me, my username is @Jessica Whitaker, but I might say Jessica Whitaker Photography. And then, I might decide I want to do wedding photography more. I want to book more weddings. So I'd change the name Jessica Whitaker Wedding Photography. That's great, but it's not as searchable. Treat it like a Google search. Instead, write Seattle photographer, New York City wedding photographer, your location or where you're going to be or where you're wanting to book, and then your profession or what you're wanting to book most of. I have been telling my YouTube audience for years to do this tip. I had a whole video dedicated on this tip alone, and it is really, really valuable. It is becoming more popular, which is good. It means that other photographers are able to grow and expand their business. So you are gonna still see a dozen Seattle photographers in search, but it's still worth a try. It's still worth a try, and it's still important in a way to bring new clients onto your page beyond just doing location hashtags. Lastly, I want to share a longer-winded piece of advice, and that is to not be so obsessive about branding yet. It's important to have your color palette established, some fonts that you use consistently, but instead of focusing about the graphic design, getting your website design perfect, not the content in the website, because that is important. I've found through years of coaching small business owners, especially my creative small business owners and my photographers, it's easy to become a little bit too invested in the design aspect of your business, the branding. It wasn't until 6 months ago that I hired a web developer and graphic designer to revamp my website and my branding, my assets, create an actual logo for me. And I've been doing photography full time since 2017, and it's now 2020. My new website is launching in August. I'm really stoked to show you and walk through why me and my web developer, Amanda Berg, decided to create the functionality the way that it is, the design the way that it is. And we're also coming out with price guides and some more exciting things, especially if you are like me, you love color, you love something more bold. I cannot wait to share those tools with you, but when you focus so much on the branding, you are pulling away your limited time. You're already limited time because you're not doing photography full time, and even if you are, you have other areas of your business and your life to attend to. The more time you are focusing in on getting everything perfect with your graphics, your branding, the less time you're putting into building the customer experience, building your voice, developing trust in a relationship with your audience. My biggest piece of advice to anyone starting out in photography would be to focus on the back end of setting up your business properly and then move into graphics and design and get invested there. I would rather, though, you invest 4 hours into setting up your client management software, which I'll link my favorite down below. I have a free trial for you and then 50% off if you choose to use it, but it's the best because you can automate everything and funnel your clients from the contact form. Immediately they get your price guide, and then they can set a time to book with you, and then they can set payment schedules. It's really awesome, but it does take time. I would rather you be perfecting your email templates versus perfecting the logo right now. A solid foundation for your business comes from the back end, not logos and branding. It's important, but you can keep it really simple first. Okay? That's my biggest piece of advice, and I just really want to share it with you. Slow and steady will win the race for you, but you still have to start out with a solid foundation either way. And if you do want to learn how to build that solid foundation for you and for your business, I do have my online photography workshop. I teach you from A to Z how to start and scale a photography business in your own backyard. I cover everything from pricing to websites, go even more in detail. I share how to build up your confidence behind the camera. This is great for my introverted photographers like myself, so your clients can feel comfortable in front of it. Email systems, and just helping you be able to spend less time behind the computer and more time out in the rest of your life. Tell me down below which of these tips you're going to implement right away after this video. Don't forget to grab the free guide, 3 website mistakes that you might be making, and you can also check out Build and Bloom on Facebook groups to post a website audit audit, just make sure it's super clear that you're looking for a website audit. You can hit subscribe to be notified when new photography tutorials for you and your business come out. And if you can't get enough here on YouTube, check me out over on Instagram. That is where I'm sharing daily tips, tools, and resources. Have the Build and Bloom Photography podcast available on any platform. I believe in you. I believe in your business. Don't forget to check out Business Basics as well. I have so many tools. Everything will be in the description box below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.